Well, welcome all here with Mondays with Barry, a full wrap-up of the game and a little bit of a headline from days gone by. This is a team you played for, Rapunyip, and it says here you were tattered, worn and bewildered by Horsham's early pace. But then what happened?
That was the side, wasn't me. I wasn't tattered. But we finishing too strong. That was 1965 or 64, 65, and pretty good photo that Colin Sack there.
Gotcha!
Didn't get me at all. I was too quick for him. Far too quick.
Tell us what happened after half-time.
Oh, we kicked about 12 goals. I kicked about 5 that day, I think.
You swept away to win by 11 points. And it says here that Ian Morgan wasted at centre-half forward.
Yeah, it was. It was
Switched into the sticks to rub shoulders with Horsham's dynamic fullback, Cole Wilson.
Who used to play for Melbourne? Cole Wilson, yeah.
Very good. So that was a pretty slippery game. Was it a wet day? Was it?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
No.
But you won. Magical. That old Rupp magic.
That photo was on the World of Sport on BTV6 every Sunday morning, Colin Sack and the World of Sport for 3 years. That photo there was a Women's League, when they done the Women's League, Bendigo League, Horsham League, Women's League and Hampden League. That photo was in front of the Women's League sports show.
You were the face.
For 3 years, yeah.
You were the face of Women's League.
That was it. No kidding.
Pity they couldn't get a better face.
Well, ugly head, can't up if you're ugly.
It's a riveting story.
It was there for 3 years. That's a long time to be in front of a TV show.
Who's Alec Miles?
He was a president, very boring man.
Good-natured, they call him.
No, he's boring. He's a school teacher, headmaster. Boring. Who cares? It's over. History.
So let's get stuck straight into the game then, Barry. Tell us about the weather and conditions.
Very cold, rainy day. It was not a good day for football to watch.
Windy.
No, it wasn't that windy. It was just cold and wet. Not very heavy rain, enough to just soak you.
Okay. Well, give us any changes.
Yeah, there's 6 changes. Laurie was out, of course, injured. Harrison is injured again. Nick Alsep, Luke Manders. I can't believe he's dropped Luke Manders. Nana and Nigel Abdullah, he's injured, I think. Come in Paddy Kane, Hodgie, Matty Ponton, Luke Clark, the third of the Clark brothers in. Dodson and Shelton. Shelton's going to be a good player too. So 6 changes.
Another third of the team changed.
Oh, no, it's just a bit of a... The road's just getting worse as you go down the long road, Colin, this Chelsea this year. It's one year we've got to forget.
Slippery.
Oh, good.
You know, like about 6, 7, 8 weeks ago, you're thinking, oh, chances are good, but...
We were running 4th and 2 games in front of Bond Beach and Seaford. Now we're out to fight, but it's still a rough chance, Colin. We could still get in the 5. You know why?
Because I think it's very rough.
No, it's not rough at all. If we have to get probably another half a dozen players from Richmond second or something, because Seaford's playing EDS.
Okay.
You just don't know.
Don't know in this world. All right, well, we'll just talk about the first half in general. What happened in the first half? How many goals did they kick in the first half?
We didn't score anything for about 2 quarters. Anything.
Not even a point?
No. And Michael Burke, he's a freak. That fella's 33. Jonathan Hay, Michael Burke, he was easily the best on the ground.
Jonathan Hay's North Melbourne Hawthorn player, was he?
No, this is Chris Hay. Chris Hay, yeah. He kicked about 7 or 8, but...
Different fella. So not much happened in the first half.
But the only thing I can say about Chelsea was Sammy Cartman got another 12-14 possession in the first quarter again.
You have some sad news about him, really, don't you?
He's going, I was talking to his brother, he's bought a house up in Corowa, or wherever, Euroa, I don't know, to mix those things up. Corowa. And he's going, but Gary's going to stay, but he is the only good light, and of course little Wizard, he's been going very well the last 3 weeks. I was talking to him Saturday night over the duo over Louis Live last Saturday night. But the only good part about that was Sammy Carter. We're going to miss him.
Okay.
Miss him.
Well, what was the final scores in the second half?
I don't know what the score
was. It was a lot, wasn't it?
19-20 something to... We got 2 goals, 3 or something.
It got too much to count, really, wasn't it?
No, I think it might be 21, I don't know.
But it was a big...
Guess we don't put the score over because we never scored nothing for half.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Mm.
That's what we used to do when I was playing with St. Ignatius. We used to keep the other school teams scoreless too, but this is...
How does that make you feel?
Well, you can't expect to get too much because, as I say, 6 changes. And we probably had about 20 changes the last 3 weeks.
Mm.
You can't get a side going,
No.
especially in playing against a good side.
No.
Anyway, in the second half, I don't know what the score. The second half, I just put down there, too fast, too strong, too good. Enough said about the game because it was...
Well, with any goal kickers for Chelsea?
I think Chrissy will want to kick one.
Yeah.
But he kicked, I was talking to him Saturday night, I said, you nearly kicked our score. He kicked 4 points. I think we only kicked 2-5 for the game. And
Does he know who kicked the other goal?
No.
No,
I don't think anybody knows. It might have been the fella jumped over the fence and kicked the goal.
So it's a bit scathing against Chelsea.
Well, it's nothing to talk about, but Chris, he nearly kicked the whole score. 1-4 he kicked.
That's terrible. Now tell us about your best players.
Well, they're pretty hard to find apart from you go from Carlton to Lancaster and Carmody, and of course Finney-Moore, I was talking to him Saturday, I said, when are you going to interview me? I said, I like when you're a star. Finney-Moore, Matty Guard, and Luke Shelton, he's going to be alright. I'm going to say something about him and Callum Hart, they're going to be... but there wasn't too many good players. As I mentioned Carmody, he played alright.
Yep. Okay, well give us the votes anyway. Who got one vote?
Carmody got one vote.
Carmody got a vote?
Yeah, he played it. He's put it in there. He's done a few turnovers, but he put in. Lancaster got 2 votes, played a good game.
2 votes for Lancaster, and finally 3 votes.
3 votes is Sammy Carpenter, 30 possessions.
Wow, fantastic.
Amazing little man.
Okay, well in such a game, was there many, if any, highlights in the game?
Oh, there was one little highlight in the third quarter. Jason's Clark mark.
Yep.
It was probably the mark of the day. I mean, they took a lot of marks. Hay and Michael Burke and the other big ruckman and Van Ray. He played 200 games. I must mention that Van Ray for Karingal played his 200 game. I carried him off half the game.
Oh.
But Jason's Clark mark right on the wing, nearly in front of us. Mark of the day. He played all right too, Jason.
Maybe what you should do this year is have a Rising Star Award. See who might be the most promising player of the year, as well as in your Brownlow count.
I will do that, yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
1, 2, 3 I'll give him.
Very good. We'll
look forward to the... It'll be probably some of the under-18s who we've got to look. The under-18s is going to play in the finals.
Mm-hmm.
We've got some 4 or 5 good kids going to be... I'll mention them next week or the week after, and we've got a few promising young fellas if they stay around.
So maybe in our Brownlow count, or not the Brownlow count, they're really the Best and Fairest Barry Peatling Awards. Yeah. We might have a Rising Star Award as well.
Yeah,
so I look forward to that.
Like a
Viewers.
Coca-Cola or something.
And talking about sort of moments in time, there was one last week when we had 100
Probably got all about that,
videos.
Yeah.
100th video.
So we might...
so there we go. We'll just celebrate that now. Maybe have a second of silence. There we go.
Might do the next video in this Southern Cross or somewhere.
That's something that's been going for 100 videos. It's been almost going a year and a half of videos. And just as a point, you can check out the other videos where Barry talks about teams of old and the like.
Yeah.
Sums up different things.
Get a bit of a laugh. You know,
Melbourne Cup, etc.
Probably do that this year again, yeah.
Now back onto the football. The news. What is the official news on Chappell?
Chappell's not playing. No, he's not coaching next year. I was talking to him.
He's out.
He's finito on Saturday.
He's got the Tijuana.
Well, he's given them a whatever.
He's got the raspberry.
Both ways, but he's not coaching next year. And I said, "Where are you going to coach?" He said, "I got a few off." I said, "Well, good luck to you." He said, "I don't think I'll coach."
So there's a bit of
racked off.
Rumblings and a bit of anger going down at the bit of shaking.
Look, 7 weeks ago, we were going reasonably well. All our players had the full list to pick from, but I've never seen a side, I've seen a lot of football games the last 40, 50 years, and I tell you what, I've never seen a side with so many injuries in 1 year.
It's all falling apart.
To all the stars.
Yeah.
But I think good news, I think Fabian could be coming back next year. They can sort of try and build a side around him.
Yeah, it's an idea. I mean, he's an outstanding player. Often the big issue seems to come down to money. A lot of the arguments are money.
I was talking to someone else this Saturday night. They said that the money's, Chelsea's finance is not too bad at all.
Yeah, but the finances are okay. But still people argue about money.
Well, that always happens. But
you know, the people want fight. People think they're getting paid too much. People think they're getting paid too little.
Yeah, they do. I'm telling. But I was talking to Roland. He might be standing for president. I think he might. I never mentioned about the Clarks. The Clarks. The three Clarks. I said to you a few weeks ago. I said that they will finish up. I think it was about 4 weeks ago. I said that within the 2 or 3 weeks, I reckon you could have the three of them playing together in the same, and they did, and it's the first time in 15 years.
Clark triplets.
And Jason and Brad, they all played all right.
I've got the photo you have.
Yeah, it's going to be on the
YouTube video. Yeah.
And I'm going to give them a photo each. So I took 2 photos of Chappell, the 3 brothers, and his old man. And I think it's a pretty good effort from Roland Clark. Well done, Roland. Susie, it's fantastic. 3 players, and they're all going.
Was he making a move for presidency?
Well, he's thinking about doing something like that because he loves the club and he's a bit like me. He's very passionate. I'm very passionate about the football club I follow.
You see, you can maybe want to become president, anybody, but you have to have an ability to be a president, to be a leader.
He has done it before in different other clubs. He's been around the traps, this fella.
Okay. But you reckon Roland is the choice?
No, I'm just saying.
Who's your man?
I don't know. You don't get to pick things, but he's telling me, he said...
Who are you leaning towards?
No one. I don't know. Just when you never get into politics and football, Colin. That's one thing you don't do. But I think Graham Stewart's standing down too, the president. So
there's a bit of shake-up down there.
Well, they might have a good clean-out.
So just tell us, who's gone? Who's officially gone? Chappell,
Sammy Carpenter. I think Luke Dame. Someone told me 2 weeks ago he was going, but I think he's staying.
Carmody?
He's going, I think.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the Stars. Who else is around there in the big bracket?
All the Keysborough boys. What about Nizer?
Nizer.
Lancaster?
Lancaster will be around. I'm talking about the big. I think Joel Conley might be coming back too.
Yeah.
Like sort of trying to give him some money, keep him sort of. I mean, he wasn't getting paid enough, so he's a big unit. You've got to keep him around. Now, Harrison's going to retire, I think.
Okay.
Scotty McLeod's the whisper. He's going to Frankston YCW.
Wow.
Can't believe that it's this time of the year.
Jumping ship. So
no,
it's a bit sad that we've still got a couple of games left and we're talking about jumping ship.
Of course, Louis will be back there and Chrissy Warner's going to be there. Stewie's going to be there. Luke is going to be back, I think. We'll probably be 4 or 5. But
a few changes. But we won't worry about that.
It's nice
we might have to...
no, it's nice to get
sweep out the...
You've got to get a bit of new blood next year. New blood. Get in the club and... you never get too down to football clubs. You've got to be very positive, think positive for next year.
Well, that's a nice note to leave it on, Barry.
Sort of.
Positive.
But,
hang on, but we've got one thing to talk about, and that is... Well, actually, before we go, let's talk about what's happening next week.
Langwarren down Langwarren. Pretty tough. All the games will be tough against Chelsea now. I mean, this is the last game, but we're still a slight hope of getting in the 5, Colin, would you believe? Because Seaford's playing EDS down at... I don't know where they're playing, but they're playing EDS, and EDS has been going alright. And if we beat Langwarren and Seaford gets beaten, we stay in the 5.
It's hard to know, isn't it? It's crazy.
Well, we'll be a short appearance in the final, that's for sure.
Yeah.
One game if you're lucky. But you just never know you're lucky. People... A few of the trucks might run over a few of the YCW players and Karingal players and Mount Lions players.
You might be driving it, the truck.
I might go around, drive around, look for them, see if we can run them over.
So that's 2:15 Saturday at the Langwarren ground.
Langwarren, yeah. So very hard
crunch game.
Very hard ground to find too when you get down there.
Crunch game.
Get me black tracker out for me.
Well, we look forward to next week's video then. So that's goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me, and see you next week.